Second Get Up. It is presented by ESPN Bet. The regular Monday crowd is here. It was an unbelievable Sunday in the NFL. So many statement games, and it began at the end. What a night. If you went to sleep at the half, you aren't going to believe what you missed. It was the Lions and the Texans. C.J. Stroud and Houston hosting Jared Goff and the Lions, who looked so good coming in and then looked so bad in the first half.
And Autry gets to Jared Goff, and it's the second interception of the first half that's not really on the quarterback. Houston's defense started to dominate this game early on.
16-7 in favor of the Texans, and then they would add to it to John Mechie.
What a great throw from C.J. Stroud to John Mechie. An even better moment, the story of him coming back. Houston's offense was rolling without their top two wide receivers.
Texans take a 23-7 lead at the half, and then you think it's going to get better in the third quarter. No, it's going to get worse.
You know, Jared's taking a shot to J-Mo down the field. It looks like some form of miscommunication. J-Mo flattens it. Jared throws it high. Another interception.
23-13 going to the fourth, but the Lions aren't giving up. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Well, of course. At some point, you get the ball to your best player. Amon-Ra St. Brown finds a way on the perimeter screen.
And then the ensuing drive, pass rush.
This defense for most of the night could not get to C.J. Stroud, but late in the football game, they found a way to get there, and they got the ball back to their offense.
And there the Lions would go with it. Jahmyr Gibbs, a 20-yard gain.
I thought the way that they ran the ball in the second half was huge. They got to some runs to get the ball to the perimeter, and you see the speed.
Houston forced a punt. The Lions take advantage. Jake Bates, a 58-yard field goal. Rex, look how close this one is.
Made it by a mile, Greeny.
That's all you need. Game tied at 23 now. 2 minutes to go, 3rd and 4. Controversy. We're going to see Stroud looking for Xavier Hutchinson. We're looking for a flag. Rex, should this have been pass interference?
Oh, hell no. The linebacker ends up making a play on the ball anyway. Of course not.
You'll see it there.
The guy slows down. That's not even, please.
No flag called on the play. The Texans most certainly wanted one. It would set up Kaimi Fairbairn.
Does he play for the New York Yankees?
He yanked that one. Missed opportunity. Texans. Lions get it back. 3rd and 6. Goff again. St. Brown again.
But of course, it's as hot and as good as a quarterback-wide receiver combo in the NFL. When the money's on the line, go to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And that would lead to this. 4 seconds remaining. Jake Bates. Never a doubt.
He's a cake. Had it all the time.
52 yards away. The Lions are 8-1. Jared Goff, talk to me.
I honestly didn't feel like I was playing all that bad, and I was seeing things well. I was throwing it well. Had some unfortunate things there early, but like I've been through a whole lot worse than that. I've been to the bottom, and mentally I've been to the bottom, and some unlucky plays isn't going to throw me off my game.
All right, and so a thriller last night. Put your feet up. We're not going anywhere for a while. Let's start with the tape on the game winner. The game-winning play for the Lions in a season filled with spectacular moments.
It's great design by Ben Johnson to get the play that he wants and the player that he wants in that moment versus the matchup on a linebacker. And that's the beauty of this football team is Ben Johnson, their play caller, figures out the way in the biggest moments. They line up in the bunch set early on, right? And see, Jared Goff changes the play because he watches the linebacker over there growing. It's not man. It's zone coverage. Amon-Ra St. Brown is at the 3 spot, closest to him. What happens is you are going to try to get him matched up on a linebacker, okay? This is beautiful. The top receiver clears out the corner safety. The slot receiver takes that nickel away. Amon-Ra fakes the shallow and breaks away from the linebacker. That's design right there of the coordinator realizing I got a quarterback who can get us into the right play, and he gets his #1 receiver matched up on a backer, easy conversion.
Look, they've looked like the best team in the NFL. I got into a debate yesterday with Teddy Bruschi about that. The record may not be the best in the league, but they've been the best in the league. What does it say to you, D. Wood, when they play what was clearly their worst game of the year? Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions in this game, and yet they still find a way to win.
I thought their defense was absolutely spectacular, and especially in the second half. I mean, Jared Goff even threw 2 interceptions in the second half. The Houston Texans couldn't do anything with those turnovers. And just give credit to the way the Lions were able to play defense. They shut down Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's a huge part of this Houston Texans attack. Shut him down, put the ball in C.J. Stroud's hand. They had no answers for what the Lions were doing on the defensive side. I thought, to me, that was the side of the ball that really showed up for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, D. Wood, I totally agree with you. Look, they give up 97 yards after half with 2 takeaways on 7 drives, no points. That was the difference in the game. And you know what the impressive thing to me? Not there wasn't a single person let go of that rope. Not a single person. Is that Honolulu Blue? I think it is. Why? Because they're the toughest-ass team in the league. That they talk about grit. That was about as gritty a performance as there was. I can argue that was their best game of the year. Why? Because they were at the absolute – look, I don't blame the fans for going to sleep at halftime. I damn near did, all right? But then the Lions come roaring out at halftime. They get the takeaway. By the way, Goff throws the other pick. But it's like, man – they're just such a good team. They can beat you with special teams. We saw them dominate the Tennessee Titans on special teams. 52 points. By the way, that's a knockout. All right? You end up, that offense at times has been unstoppable. All right? Goff at some games don't even throw an incompletion. All right? Their defense shows up. By the way, they're getting help on the pass rush is coming. Right. With Zadarius Smith getting ready to play. All right? Which, by the way, is another unbelievable thing that Dan Campbell did. Letting him take a bye. Yeah. All right. So he gets the big picture. And their whole is greater than the sum of their parts. Unlike a lot of teams in this damn league. They are the best team in the National Football League.
That game is the reason why they'll win a championship in many ways. That's the best team in football. That's the worst game they've played in 2 years. And they go on the road versus a playoff football team and find a way to win when their quarterback plays the worst game he's played in probably 4 seasons. I think that's the difference between Detroit in comparison to many teams and also years past. There's no way you win that game. Quarterback throws 5 interceptions and you find a way to win the game. And I've said this for so long about Jared Goff. His greatest strength is he has no memory in a good way. What has happened 5 minutes ago has no impact on what he's about to do right now. I don't think the interceptions are all on him. I think 2 out of the 5. You're not going to get another Jared Goff performance like that this season. That is a championship caliber performance.
Yeah, when you can win without your best stuff, they say that about pitchers. A crafty pitcher in baseball knows how to win without his best stuff. The Lions are just that. They can beat you when they're at their best. They bludgeon you to death. And when they don't have their best, they still find ways to win. And just to be 100% clear, no one at this table thinks that the missed pass interference call or the uncalled pass interference is something that should be made a big deal. If you look at Twitter, Twitter's making a little bit of a big deal. Not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
I got no takers on big deal.
No, there's contact on every play.
Not a big deal.
No.
Okay, fair enough. So we leave it at that. That's game 1 of the day. Let's move on to game 2 of the day. Earlier, the showdown in our nation's capital. Jaden Daniels and the Commanders hosting Russell Wilson and the Steelers. Going to pick this up right in the 4th quarter. 2 minutes left. Steelers down by 6. 3rd and 9. Russell's going to throw it up, and who's on the other end?
What an awesome throw. What a remarkable catch by Mike Williams. He catches his ball outside of his frame, outside and over his left shoulder. Great throw, better catch.
Obviously, the Steelers would find a way to make Mike Williams effective immediately after the Jets.
Where'd he come from?
Anything with him at all. Ensuing Commanders drive. Here's the controversy. Washington 4th and 9. Zach Ertz makes the catch. Should this have been a first down? Anyone?
It's darn close, man.
Yeah, it looks like
that spot stinks.
That damn looked like a first down to me.
It is so close. The knee goes down, but he's not actually down till he's touched on the play. They rule him short. Steelers get it back. 4th and 1 near midfield. Are they going to go for it? Are they seriously going to go for it? No, they're not. They're going to draw the rookie.
Oh, rookie.
What do we call that? No-brainer. We call that no-brainer, right?
Terzan jumps and gives the Steelers the first down that ices it. Watch Mike Tomlin. Watch Mike Tomlin.
Got him.
And that's your ball game. Steelers find a way 28-27 in an absolute thriller. And so there's another one there. Let's go back. Once again, I know that the spot is a big deal. A lot of the fans in Washington not happy with that spot on the Ertz catch. As I watched it over and over, real time, this clearly looks like a first down. But the thing to remember is, A, the yellow line is not official. B, he's not actually down till he's touched. And when he is touched, he has moved all the way back in there. I actually think the call, when they ruled it, the call stands, meaning there wasn't enough evidence to overturn it. I actually agreed. Rex, did you?
Well, no, I mean, just looking at what we saw from the TV side of it, I'm thinking he had a first down.
Right.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Now, again, you're right, Grinny, you mentioned that's not an exact spot, all that. And here's what happened. Those things right there, like you could challenge, you could do all that, not inside 2 minutes, obviously. I understand it. But they never get reversed. You know what I mean? Once they've spotted a ball, that's where they spot the ball. But to me, from looking at it from a TV standpoint, when you see that line, I'm like, hell, that's a first down. But again, I'm not saying, you know, obviously they know a hell of a lot better than I do, but it sure looked like it.
It was awfully close. That said, the Steelers finding a way. I'm old enough to remember, D. Wood. You know, I've been around a while. I'm old enough to remember, I don't know, 2 years ago when the folks in Pittsburgh wanted Mike Tomlin out of there. They felt it a new start.
Fire him.
Fire Mike Tomlin. I mean, we heard fire
he never
Mike
wins
Tomlin
the big game.
Left and right. And then when we disagreed with it, we were told, oh, the national guys have no contact. They have no idea what's actually going on. They're all just in Tomlin's pocket. They all love him. Listen. Mike Tomlin is the coach of the year in the NFL right now, and that's it. That's the end of the conversation. Dan Campbell is having an unbelievable year, and so are many others. But no one is doing more with less than Mike Tomlin. No one is coaching a team better than Mike Tomlin is coaching.
Hey, remember, Greeny, when we brought that up 2 years ago,
yeah.
I said,
yeah.
like, I always want to get back to the Jets.
Yeah.
We all know I want the Jet job.
Right.
I said, hire Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, exactly.
Over hell with me. Hire Mike Tomlin.
I was begging RC for his phone number. If Mike Tomlin had gotten fired, 31 other teams in the NFL would have been saying, how do I find a way to get him? He is Tomlining this team all the way to what is right now an inexplicable first place in their division.
Yesterday was the perfect example of why going to Russell Wilson was the perfect move. And you have to give kudos to Mike Tomlin. I did not think that this offense could do this. That's why he made that right choice. Can you, when you defense gives up more than 24, win? The 3 touchdown passes, Russell's going to see the safeties rotate. That attacks the space at the bottom of the screen. This is a perfect opportunity and an unbelievable adjustment by George Pickens. But again, the air on the football. The second touchdown's great. They come out, motion over Freiermuth. Safety runs with them. They're in man coverage. Watch Russell change the play. Alert, alert. We're going to the second play in the huddle, guys. 2 things matter here. Ball gets snapped. Watch Freiermuth hesitate, okay? When he hesitates, it allows the defender to freeze, and then Pickens comes down from the outside in, and he runs a pick on that defender. Freiermuth goes out leveraging to the flat, and the ball right there is perfect by Russell Wilson. The game runner to Mike Williams, okay? The safety at the bottom of the screen is everything. Once he sees that safety rotate down, he's going to loft that ball off. But really, the thing is this. In the last 2 or 3 seasons, if they give up 24 points or more, they lose. Every one.
Another example of how Mike Tomlin knows his team better than anyone else knows anything. They're 3-0 with Russ. They're scoring 10 more points per game. They're averaging 80 more yards per game. D. Wood, since he became the starter, the only teams scoring more points are the Ravens, the Lions, the Bills, and the Eagles. What do those teams have in common? They are all clearly Super Bowl contenders. Is Pittsburgh a Super Bowl contender with Russell Wilson at quarterback?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, they are. And I know it's hard for people to wrap their minds around. I was one of those people that thought that Justin Fields should have been the starter. But clearly, Mike Tomlin knows his team better than anyone at this table. And if you look at the way I always say like this, when I think of Super Bowl teams, I think of a few things. You got to have a coach. You got to have a quarterback. You got the defense. Do the Pittsburgh Steelers have all 3?
Yeah.
They have all 3.
Sure.
So you can't sit here and tell me, regardless of what we thought about the Pittsburgh Steelers earlier in the season, right now, you can't tell me that the Pittsburgh Steelers aren't one of the best teams in the AFC right now.
I'll go all the way with him on coach and defense. Do they have the quarterback? Have you seen enough from Russell Wilson to this point to say 3 games, Washington is not a great defense. Their previous 2 games had been the Jets and the Giants.
Sure.
So have you seen enough that makes you say, with Russell Wilson, this team is a Super Bowl contender?
I don't believe they're a Super Bowl contender, but I do believe that Russell Wilson gives them the chance to absolutely get in the playoffs. I think Russell's obsession with chasing perfection is starting to show up. Now, let me say this about this. I don't think teams are just going to line up and play man coverage, single high safety all the time versus Pittsburgh. That was the thing that was surprising yesterday was Washington kept doing it. And now to Pittsburgh's credit and Russell's credit, they kept taking the shots. He didn't hit some of them or most of them, and then he hit the one that mattered the most, the ball to Mike Williams. So I don't think that teams are just going to constantly line up and give them the opportunity to throw some of those moon balls. I'm not ready to say that they're Super Bowl contenders. I think that they're in the playoffs, But Super Bowl contender, I'm not there yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
No. We will sit here, and I say if I put out there Baltimore Ravens are Super Bowl, I guarantee everybody would say that. With that defense from the Baltimore Ravens,
right.
Everyone would say, oh, they're a Super Bowl team. What do we say from the Pittsburgh Steelers right now?
Buddy.
What do we say from the Steelers?
No.
Yeah, I mean,
You're not comparing the Ravens and the Steelers, though, offensively.
I'm talking about team. It takes a team.
What's better right now, the Steelers' offense or the Ravens' defense?
They're both mediocre, I think. No, the Steelers' offense is playing better. Again, I don't think. What have we seen through Russell's 3 starts? The deep ball. Teams aren't just going to constantly line up and give them the opportunity to take their shots deep as this season gets going. That's where Washington made the mistake.
All I can go off is what I'm seeing right now. No one has stopped it. Until somebody stops it, then maybe I'll be proven otherwise. But right now, the way the Steelers are playing as a team, we got to include the Steelers in that conversation.
You know what's funny? Like, let's not get it twisted. He was 50% completion rate and all that stuff. It's not exactly Dan Marino back there.
Right.
I mean, look, they play great on defense, all right, at times, all right, and then they can run the ball at times, and Russell can get hot at times. I think what would help him, too, I actually would incorporate Justin Fields in some of this, and especially red zone, whatever. And I know they've been playing well in the red zone. He's been shooting it, touchdown passes, whatever. Russell's great. But I still think they need something